Hey guys, welcome to the inaugural commissioner address for the 2012 Screaming Hours fantasy football season. Um, I hope week one treated you all as well as it did me. Um, I've been excited for NFL to start for months and months and months out of it, really since the last Super Bowl. So it was great to be able to just kind of chill out on Sunday, watch all the games. It's looking to be another great season, so I'm really excited about that. Um, a lot of high scoring by teams in the actual league, but not the highest scores fantasy wise. So that means that some unexpected people and some scrubs benefited from the NFL points outburst this past week. So maybe we'll need to reevaluate some of our rosters, see if we can snag some of those sleepers. Um, I want to go over what transpired this past week in our league. Let's start out with the matchup that was nearest and dearest to my heart, which was my showdown with Mason, our annual Week 1 showdown. Um, we talked this one up leading into it, and then it turned out to be a close one. I still have a sour taste in my mouth just because my team really didn't deliver. We had a um, decent teamwork. Point spread was pretty good. And then all I needed was 19 points, 18 even, from Phillip Rivers on Monday night, which, despite his propensity for throwing picks last year, he always got his touchdowns. So I figured 19 was no big thing. He always throws for a lot of yards. And then I don't know whether it was Antonio Gates dropping everything, but he couldn't get in the end zone more than once. So I fell short in my matchup versus Mason's very banged up team. That may be my best shot at him all year, so I'm pretty bitter about that. But still, good showing from Mason. Even in their horrific loss to the Redskins, Drew Brees still managed to put up 27 fantasy points. So it's players like that that'll win you your average game from week to week. Um, our next matchup was Brad and Cody. This one wasn't really close. Cody benefited from a huge Matt Ryan performance that I know I didn't see coming, and a good showing from the Ravens D to beat Brad very convincingly, 119 to 88. Cam Newton didn't really perform as expected. I know Brad might have been a little bit disappointed about that. He really did nothing against the Bucks. What did he run for, like 4 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards, something ridiculous like that. Don't worry, Brad, that won't happen again. Um, our next matchup was David and Walter. Um, this one can get pretty heated, but it was no contest this week. Walter rode big performances from Aaron Rodgers, Gronkowski, and Demaryius Thomas, who looked good in that Denver game. Didn't get a lot of production from the rest of his team, but it was enough to beat David's sorry squad 100 to 76. David, if he had just started AP and Maurice Jones-Drew, a little bit better managing there. I know you didn't expect him to get a lot of minutes or touches, but never bench AP. That's my philosophy. That dude's a freaking tank. Um, so David, you could have had a run at that one. Um, Al and Jeremy. Al with a very impressive performance, 108 to 76. He beats Jeremy. Jeremy got hurt by that Fred Jackson injury very early in that Jets game, and so C.J. Spiller just exploded off his bench. So that was unfortunate. Not the game that I guess we expected from Calvin Johnson. I know he got 11, but you usually expect at least one touchdown, especially against the Rams. Let's be honest. Meanwhile, I'd like to take this chance to self-promote a little bit. I know we lost, but I thought the Rams looked really good in that Detroit game, especially the defense. So I'm excited for this season. I think that we might, 5-11, 6-10. The possibilities are limitless. So, but no, Al, your team looked good. Scoring spread was good, and got 16 from Garcon, which RG3, that pick in the middle of the draft isn't looking as bad as we all gave you. I know we gave you a hard time about that pick, but hey, that might be the snag of the draft. You never know. RG3 looked really good last week. Finally, in our matchup of the week, we had Chad and Wayne, the good old Smith House rivalry. This one actually came down to Monday night. It's a good showing. I know I put up the matchup of the week poll a little late, and I initially voted for Wayne because I thought his team looked better, and then On that Thursday night game, Chad got a big performance from Tony Romo, so I noticed everybody kind of started voting for Chad after that. But that running back combo that Wayne's rocking, McFadden and Rice, they came through, and he had great teamwork down through the lineup. Steve Johnson with 11, Gonzalez with 11, Doug Martin with 11. The Texans D kind of finished it off with a solid 15. Vic did not look good in that Cleveland game at all, but I would assume same with Cam Newton, Wayne, that you'll see better performances from him going forward. Um, yeah, that was a great matchup. Wayne wins 108-98. Let's look at this coming week's matchups. Week 2, time to get off the rocker if you lost, and time to keep the momentum going if you won. I'll start with my matchup with Chad. Chad's team looks good. That Romo and Foster combo is that can produce some big time points fantasy wise. But I just feel like I can't go 0-2. My team, I feel like it's not awesome, but it's too good this year compared to how bad it was last year. I feel like we got to stay in the race for the top of the David division. I got to get back to 1-1, and I'm counting on my boys Rivers, McCoy, AJ Green, Brandon Marshall, and my new boys Stephen Ridley. Al, I know you feel me. To bring home a win against Chad and Larry Fitzgerald. We also have Cody and Walter, a battle of the teams that are currently atop the David division. Mason, I didn't forget about you. This one's going to be close. I actually, for face value, I like Walter's lineup better. But I think Cody's got the matchups this week, and maybe he'll ride another big Matt Ryan performance to victory. So I'm taking Cody in a very, very close one. I think the Ravens D will have a field day against the Eagles. The Eagles are just too turnover prone. So I'm taking Cody in that one. We got Brad and Al. Al coming off a solid performance against Jeremy, and Brad kind of faltered in his week 1 matchup. This one I think is going to be another close one. I think, like I said, Cam's going to bounce back this week, but at the end of the day, if you have Tom Brady on your team, I think that puts you in the driver's seat as far as any matchups are concerned. So I'm just going to take Al solely based off of that. And now we got the Redskins against the Rams, so maybe Garcon will have another big day. Who knows? So I'm taking Al. And then we got David and Mason. This is our matchup of the week. I'm excited about this one. Crazy stuff always happens in this matchup. Mason's teams pretty much always look better on paper, but David ends up squeaking it out. This year, I actually disagree. I think David's team looks better on paper now that he's got Jones, Drew, and AP in the lineup. I think the Panthers will play Drew Brees tough in Carolina. So I'm going to take David in this one, and it may not be close. Fairly convincingly. I got David in that matchup. Finally, to round out week 2, we have Wayne and Jeremy. Like I said, I really like that running back combination that Wayne's got going on, but I don't think you can keep Stafford and Calvin Johnson down for 2 weeks in a row. Even against the 49ers, I think we'll get a big performance from Megatron, 1 or 2 touchdowns, another big showing from Julio Jones, who's going to be the wide receiver beast of the year, I think. And then C.J. Spiller, he's got him in the lineup, and Spiller's going to do big things now that Fred Jackson is not in his way. So I got Jeremy in that matchup. I hope you guys all enjoy week 2. I know I will be from my couch watching football. I gotta love Sundays. Other than that, I hope everything's going well for you guys with work, school, and whatnot. I know my first couple weeks at UVA have been going well, and hopefully I'll talk to you guys in one mode or another very soon. Take care.